Hello everyone for a new video to get ready for 3.16. So I'm not sure who created this document about the what do you want to call it, the new passives for each of the four regions. I had my own already pre-made that I sat there typing everything out myself, but then someone made this and it was color coded and it was a lot easier to use, so I just used this instead of mine. But pretty much we're going to go over each of the areas, the new HH area, GC, LA, and VR. And like say what I'm going to probably look at and what are good money making areas that people can look at if you're playing whatever. So also there's going to be another video that talks about what maps from each area. We know the maps that got released also. So we can sort of pick out maps a tool is the best in this region, Canyon the best in this region, like stuff like that. We did a different video. But just want to do a quick go over what I'm going to think is going to be very good for each area. And then everyone's more subject to change. If there's certain things you're going to change instead, put in the description below. We also don't know, say for our harvest, we don't know which one is the first one that goes into the other two. So, that does change a little bit how this is going to look end game when we can see the actual passive. So they only showed in the trailer the right two sides. They didn't show the left two sides, which I believe are these two, are unknown in the order, but we know the order in these two. So for HH, we have Harvest, Essence, the shitty Possessed one, Ritual, Metamorph, and Jun. So HH is pretty good overall. Harvest, extremely strong to craft your own gear, sell it, items. Essence, it's real easy money. You can really good crafting. Ritual is pretty fun to do if you like Ritual. It's not everyone's thing. I'm probably skipping Ritual this league. Metamorph, there are people who like to farm Metamorph early on if you know how to make a lot of money off of it. And there's Jun, which is pretty nice. Everyone knows, but rank 4 is really big. So for me personally, I'm probably looking at it. A lot of it depends what is the order. Like if I had to guess, Harvest areas have a 10% chance to contain a Harvest will probably be the first one, and then these will be the two split ones, where additional Harvest and the one that 10% chance not to wilt, with the bosses always dropping blossoms. The bosses are really really rare though. I've only seen I think one boss since Harvest came back. So I think if I was going to do Harvest, I probably would just take all three, to be honest, just for the 10% not to wilt, so it gives you both crops. And then maybe late game, I would switch over to Essence if I'm doing Essence farming on the Xana map. Ritual I'm going to skip. I'm skipping Metamorph, and I'm going to take Immortal Syndicate. This, though, does depend how many points I'm putting in here. Is where is Bribery? So, Bribery I'm going to skip and only go for Intelligence and Test of Loyal. Test of Loyal, I think, is extremely strong for the extra rank. So, it helps you get rank 3s very quickly. And Intelligence gives you 10% intelligence. Whenever you complete a map, it automatically adds 10 Intelligence to one of the Syndicates. So, it helps you get your bar up much faster. Very profitable. So I'm hoping that one of these two is the first one and this is the last one, so I don't take this. But, it's hard to say. If it's one of these two is first, I'm probably going to go these two, probably is my first two. And then I'll probably take 1, 2, and then depending on, and 3, 4, 5. I'll probably take the Harvest and the 2 Jun early in game. And then probably late game, when I'm done with Jun, I'll probably just dump the 2 Juns and put them on Essence for the rest of the league. GC, this is the other one it did not show, so we don't know the order of this one either. But this one, you pretty much have Beyond, you have Abyss, you have Rogue Exiles, which is one that was already on the bottom. You have Incursion, you have Legion. So pretty much, Rogue Exiles, I don't think are the best. Abyss, I think SSF is better. But to be honest, you can probably just buy a lot of the Abyss stuff yourself. I think Abyss is probably worth skipping. You know, beyond, this is more of an end game. Like, big juicer. Like, if you're big juicing, you're probably going to do beyond plus Legion or... Yeah, or a bit. Well, Alva, one of the two. But beyond is more, I would say, end game, massive. You got big bills that can clear very big amounts of money. Pretty much easy way of saying it. Like, especially when you go like the basic currency. And then pretty much, you know, Alva is very good. We don't know what order is what, but to be honest, they're all pretty decent. So the biggest one on here is the killing a resident architect in the area, as their upgrades really good. And then killing has 50% chance to add an additional upgrade tier, which is probably the better one. This one, you know, can let you pretty much say if you have the one down here and you have the one up here, if you kill the one up here, it can go up to 2. Say if this is a rank 2 person already, if you kill the bottom one, it can automatically add the rank 2 from this to this one. So it's really good. I think these are the 2 strong ones. You know, 30% chance to contain all monsters be magic is not bad either for an extra, you know, extra loot explosions. If this is not the first one, I'll probably just take these 2 and just take all 3 legions. If this one is the first one, I'm probably going to only take 2 legions. Not all legions are good anyway. And then legion, we don't know which one's the first one again. So pretty much you have the stasis one. This is the one that they last 50% longer in stasis, but they also take more damage in stasis. It's one that you would never take late game. Early game, you would probably take it, but it's not the best late game. You have the Legion encounters in areas have 100% more likely to include a Legion or include a general, and Legion encounters with a general in areas have both generals. So it means you get the double general, which is really nice because it's more current. It's more shards. And then legions in areas contain 3 additional sergeants, and the sergeants have 20% chance to have a reward on them. So more currency you're making out of it. Sadly, we did not get the guarantee Warcat, I think it's called, Warlord, whatever the war one is that gives you like the big chest with the crazy amount of splinters plus rewards. It was really good. And we did not get the best one, which is a 1% chance of getting the full emblems, sadly. But I still think Legion's very profitable with just these 3 on them. Well, who cares about Stasis, but the other 2. I still think people will farm Legion, especially the Math Device. I still think bring a lot of money. If you get the Watchstones that say like, you know, Templar and Marketh, you know, run like 2 Templars, 1 Marketh, and 1, the one that gives you like a chance to gain like perfect stones. You might get a couple here and there, but they'll pay for themselves whenever it drops. I definitely think you can make a good amount of money just doing this for, you know, 20, 50 maps easily. With Scarabs on top of this, you're probably looking at 2 to 3. You're looking at 2 to 3 monoliths per map, and you can definitely make your money on it. So, like, for me personally, because we don't know the order, like, I'm looking at taking the non-stasis ones. I'll probably take the stasis one early game if my build can't break all of it, just for early game and drop it late game. And same with Alva early game. It's really nice for getting tier 3 rooms and just hoarding them for later or selling them for a little bit of money. I personally just don't care about the top 3. LA and VR are the 2 that we were sort of shown. I don't remember exactly what the order was, but we were shown them. This is the one that's Expedit. So LA is the top right corner, if I'm correct, and I think VR is the bottom left corner, bottom right corner. So LA has Expedition, Heist, Ironheart, Breach, and Invasion. Expedition, you know, people hate or like Expedition. Expedition, I think Tujin gambling's back, so you know I'm gonna be doing Tujin. Tujin law books, can't resist it. And we do know that the first one is the 35% increased explosive radius and 20% increased number of explosives. We know that's the first one because it was shown in the video. So and then the second one, 50% increased quality of Expedition law books that drop. And areas contain 25% increased number of runic monster markers. You know, that's not bad at all. And remnants in area have 40% chance to have an additional suffix. And also expeditions in areas have 2+2 remnants, so it's really good. Because that's 2 more chances of getting logbooks. Because our logbooks only drop from remnants. So I think personally I'll probably take all... I might take all 3 of these, to be honest, if I do expedition. You know, you have heist. It's the exact same too. The smuggler, the chance of getting smuggler cash, blueprints. I'm probably skipping it. Ironheart, it's the red beasts have pairs, less common, and additional packs. I'm skipping Ironheart. If you want to find Ironheart, Ironheart is good money. There's always people doing it every league for multiple good beasts. Invasion, you know, I've never been a big fan of Invasion, so it's definitely a big skip for me. So here's the big one, is Breach. We do know that, shit, which one was it again? Gatekeeper, I believe, is the first one, if I'm correct, based on the video. I know within Gas, and I think Flash Breach was at the bottom, so I think Gatekeeper is the first one going into these. I think Breach is probably going to be the one of the best money makers early on in the league, because it's only 2 chaos to do. And if you get a Scarab, that's, you know, 2-3 breaches per map, easy. For maybe like 4 or 5 chaos, you make your money back easily with this. If you have a build that can do it, that's the big question. So Gatekeeper is the one that gives you a guaranteed boss, with the boss dropping double splinters. And for him, a 5% chance to drop a full breach stone. Flash Breach got buffed this league. This is probably the best one out of everything. This is the one that gives you more monster density, which is what they changed, which is what they added to it. This is the one that gives you 10 rare monsters. Every rare monster does drop a splinter, so that's guaranteed 10 splinters. And also the area opens and closes 50% faster. So it's less time you're spending on the breach. It's, you know, when you do a breach now in this with everything on it, you're going to be spawning, you know, 30% more monsters, 10 guaranteed rares that give you 10 splinters. You're dropping a boss that gives you double splinters. So that could be like a guarantee. You're probably looking almost a guaranteed 20 splinters per breach, on top of anything else that drops. So that's automatically pretty much making your money back every time. And if you get a full breach stone, you made even more money. And then if you want, there's Within Grass, which is the one that gives your bosses pretty much with the original one, a 10% chance to drop a full breach stone, with a 9% chance of it being charged, you know, 3 enrich, 1 pure. I think Breach is really, really good. I'm probably looking at Breach and Expedition is my main 2 in LA. I don't know which one I'm going to anoint the 3 in, though. Because I don't know. I know for sure it's going to be Gatekeeper and Flash Breach for me. And then it's going to be the one I have to take for the Radius. And I'll probably take... I don't know. Like, to be honest, areas containing more monster markers is really good because it's more currency. And then +2 remnants means more logbooks. So it's hard to say. I think if I'm farming like just Breach on its own, like, you know, Scarabs, Xana map mod, that kind of stuff, I would take Within Grass first, and then go for those. If I'm just playing normal maps, you know, just trying to push Awakener 8, having fun doing maps, not really focusing on breaches, I probably would take the 3 Expedition. If it pops up, cool. And then just take the 2, these ones first, and go back and forth between those. Because the other ones, to me, just don't interest me as much. And then the last one, we should be able to see it. Can I zoom in a little bit? Probably should do this first. So the last one is VR. This is the one they showed a little bit. This is the one that has... Wait. No, these are backwards. Okay, so no. LA is on the bottom right. And then VR is on the top left, right. Which is really backwards. Because it should be, I guess, the other way around. But whatever. So we have Delirium. We have Harbinger, which is back. Strongbox, Sulfite, and Blight. Area is very good. So, Delirium, I forget what the order was. They did show the Delirium and Blight. I just don't remember. So, Delirium orbs encounter 100% more likely, or are guaranteed a boss that drops more which drops more splinters, and a guaranteed, what do you want to call it? Cluster Jewel. Unique one. Delirium Fog and area dissipates slower, extra 10 seconds, and increase faster. So we did lose a couple of the good ones. We don't know what the small passives are, if it's the chance for a mirror or if it's the more splinters we don't know which one it is. But Delirium, it's not the best, to be honest. I'll probably skip Delirium. If we had the one that gave Delirium like a map with like 5% chance of having Delirium on it, that would be much better. But the fact that we don't have that one, I'm probably skipping Delirium. The same 2 Harbingers are back. Nothing new. Strongbox, both of those are back. Sulfite, they did change a little bit. So they did make the new one called Guardian Horde. They combined 2 of them as one. This is the pretty much areas had 10% chance to contain double Sulfite. And then they're also guarded by those little monsters that give you more Sulfite when you kill them. Complete a map, get Sulfite. 2, 350, 500. It's really good if you're trying to build up Sulfite. And then the one I think is the worst, Pack with Energy, is the one that gives like more damage, movement speed, and resistance for each one in the area. So it's probably the worst. Blight, they took all the ones actually from LA, which is weird, I believe. So you have maps and areas have a 5% chance to contain automatically a Blight, which would be good if you get a VR one, because then you combine that with the map device and with a Scarab. It's a lot of Blight. So you also have Blight encounters areas spawn 100% more non-unique monsters, and they also spawn faster. So it pretty much gives you the flash, like a flash Blight pretty much. And then Blight chest and area have a 100% chance more to contain Blighted maps and lanes encounters, and a 35% chance for additional rewards. It's not the worst. The fact that you get a Blighted map is really good. Especially with the fact that those become Ravenous if you're lucky. So I could see a lot of people farming VR for Blight this league. Like in this area, we might go Harbinger again. I know Harbinger is really good for experience and the little random stuff it drops. I most likely will be taking all 3 Blighted ones, especially when we do the Blighted projects. Sulfite, it's questionable. The fact that we don't need Sulfite as much now, I might honestly just try to take these 2 if this one's not in the way, and then call it there, which would be like 3, 5, 7 I want to take. I'm about to figure it out. I might skip the 2 Sulfite and just go Harbinger and Blight, to be honest. It depends how I feel through the league, Do I want to do Blight? No. What my build can do it? It depends really on stuff like that. So I just want to get a quick update on what we got next league. I'll put the link to this in the description below so you can have it also. So if there's anything you're going to run instead that I didn't mention or change, I was put in the description below so people can read like why you would take, this over that, why you think I should change something I said, stuff like that. Because everything's going to be different. Everyone plays different too. Like if you don't like Harvest, don't take Harvest. Take something else you do like. I would recommend take with these whatever you like the most. It's still the same 5. Getting all 5 of these will be real easy this league. The fact that you have more maps to choose from to get your 10 boss fight done. So the 10 boss fights will be real easy to do this league. It shouldn't take long at all to get them done. Easily day 2 or 3 for casual. And, do whatever you think's fun. Don't do what other people, like just because you watch someone says do this, don't do it if you don't like the content. Make your Atlas passive based on what you like to do the most. That's when I was doing all mine. Like, I like doing Jun early on. I don't care for Metamorph. Ritual is okay, but you need the Watchstones to make it feel good. Harvest is really fun to do, especially trying to buff up gems early. Like, I don't like Beyond, I don't like Abyss, I don't like Rogue Exile. So, you know, these are my two options. You know, like, I do like Expedition. I don't care for Heist as like Heist is okay. It's really good for Chaos Recipe. I just don't want to spend all League in Heist. I don't like Ironheart. I do like Breach. I don't like Invasion. Like, that's on doing sort of mine the same thing. Like, I do like Delirium, but I like Simulacrums. Not the actual, not wasting my Delirium myself. I do like it's really good money. You just need a really good build if you want to take full advantage. I don't care about Strong Box. Delving I do like. I like it to a certain point, but I like Blight more, especially because I want to try the new Ravenous maps out. So it's a way to farm my own maps. But like everything on here is do what you personally like. I just want to give out a what we know that's on everything. Obviously, compare this with the maps. We'll change certain things, which we'll make another video. So if everyone liked the video, like, subscribe on below. Come follow me on Twitch. I hope everyone has a really good league start. I'm hoping POB is updated by the time this video comes out so people can start putting the builds together. Because until then, we're pretty much all stuck together waiting to play the when POB can be ready. So, hope to see everyone on the next one.